First of all, I will start by showing what is a wrapping tab. I was not remembering what it was, but let me just show you. We start by creating a text box, and when on my first video about text and tab stops mainly, I talked about the all of these, the centered and the right and left aligned and the decimal point tab stop, but the wrapping tab stop it wasn't clear for me, but then I recalled, I did a few tests, and let me just type a text. This will be a wrapping tab stop, and I will place it around here, so this will be kind here. So I will now delete the space and press tab. So now this part of the sentence is aligned with the wrapping tab stop. What does it do? This means that, oh, it's here, when the sentence can't fit in the whole space, it will drop and align with the wrapping tab stop. So you can create these types of things, and of course you can create a combination of tab stops, but the wrapping tab stop is to create these, so the text, when the text can't fit. Let me just show you. Oh, wait a minute, I want to oh, this is changing the spacing. I have to use this. So as you can see, the text will always align with that tab. Oh, a few things more about the text inside Cinema 4D. Let's see if I can recall this. If I scale the text box smaller than the amount of text that it contains, it will tell me that, okay, there's more text and you can't see it. If I double click here, it will change into a hollow handle, and this will always adjust itself. Let me just type a few things more. That means that the box will grow adjusting to the text. If I hadn't double clicked, I will double click again. Now the size of the box is fixed, so when I type more, it will tell me, oh, there's more text, but it can't be shown. And this can also work with this handle. Of course, it will try to expand as much as it can to just fill one sentence. If you press enter or return, of course it will start on the bottom line. But with just one text box, you had several options sorry, to be able to auto enlarge the text box. So let me just delete this. What I was going to show you in this video was the extras. You had lots of extras. The release to layers, if I recall correctly, let me just try to reproduce this. I will start with a 7-point star, and then it will change into a circle. So I will blend between those two. Blend. I will make just 8 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 8 steps between the first and the last shape. So it will be 10 blends, 10 shapes in total. Let me see if it was like this. It was release to layers. animate sequence or build, drop, trail. I don't really recall these, but okay. And then you would get, let me just take the layers. So each layer was a shape, so it would place each shape in each layer, so you can then export these to Flash and create animations in blending or in between animations. So the release to layers was for this. Let me just check what we have here. Chart. This is another way of accessing this tool. Cleanup. Correct direction. What is correct direction? Well, let me just show you. There's two ways to create compound shapes with holes. So I'm going to draw them by hand, and I will make this will be clockwise. Okay, and I will create another shape inside here, a little more geometric, but also clockwise. So both shapes are clockwise, and I will now combine them both. So join. I will fill this with, let's say, magenta. Okay, so it's even odd fill by default, so it doesn't matter what direction. Let me just create a rectangle and place it. I'm going to paint it with blue, and I'm going to place it so send to back. Okay, so we really have a hole here, because with the even odd fill rule there, it doesn't matter what direction the shapes are defined. If I turn this off, oops, I should have different orientations. So if the outside shape is in a clockwise direction, the inside shape should be in anti-clockwise direction. I can change that manually by just selecting this one and go to modify, alter path, and reverse direction. It works. Or I can simply select the whole thing, and inside this extra we also have that in modify, in alter path. So in the extras I could just correct direction, and it will auto correct direction to make sure that the shapes would be clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, alternating. So it doesn't matter what rule you are using to evaluate the compound shape, it will always work. Let me just see what's more. Remove overlap. What is this? The remove overlap sorry, is something that we have by default. We can have by default here. Auto remove overlap. It's slower. But what I will do, I will not even, I will make this like this. Okay, so now I will expand the stroke. I will make it thicker, but instead of a single stroke I will expand this stroke to make this into a shape. So let me expand stroke. I will make it even thicker, so around 24. Okay, so there's some overlapping here. If we change this to even odd fill, it will work. It will punch holes, but this is not a Boolean operation. It's just a way that the fill is being interpreted. So to remove this overlap, I can choose the extra and remove overlap, and this changes into a compound shape that it has some holes in it. Okay, so remove overlap is for this. Reverse direction. The easiest way to see what the reverse direction does is to create a stroke with a arrowhead. I'm going to make it thicker, and if I choose reverse direction, it just changes the way it was drawn from here to here, so now it's almost like it was from here to there. Why is this also important? Well, we've seen before with the even odd fill we may have to change direction, but another possibility of using this is that if you have a shape that started from left to right and then right to left, and you have a blend between these, you get this, because it's trying to connect the first point of this curve with the first point of that one. So I just choose one. I'm pressing Alt so that I only select this, and if I choose reverse direction, everything ends up correctly. So this is how it works. Let me see what else is here. And simplify, of course. I can have a very complex curve that has lots of points in it, and with the simplify it's already removing. Oh, now I removed too much, it's changing the shape. I'm going back, so you can almost interactively. Don't forget, this is a program that has around 10 years. It died 10 to 11 or 12 years ago, so it hasn't been updated ever since, so it officially died. So it's almost interactive, and you can simplify the shapes a lot. Okay, cancel. Let me just show you another one. Colors. You had controls of colors, so everything could be adjusted. We can do that, of course. We could also convert to grayscale. Of course, this would work on selected objects. Darken the color that were selected. Desaturate the colors. Import an RGB color table. Lighten, name all colors. So if you had colors that were not named because they were imported from another application, it would name them like this, with the percentages of CMYK or RGB or whatever. And what else? Randomize named colors. I don't recall what this did. Saturate colors and sort color list by names. If you had lots of colors, it would sort them by their names, by the values. Create a blend, emboss, and trap. Trap is very, very, very important. Let me see if I can reproduce this. And no, I want to create a star. Yeah, something like this. And I want to trap it. So I want this color. I'm going to make a different color. I'm going to make kind of darker red, and I'm going to use a very light color. It could be like this. Okay, so this red goes here, this green goes here. I don't want a stroke, so I'm going to delete the stroke. I just want to work with fills. And let me just enlarge this. And if I wanted to create a trap, let me see if I can. I don't really recall. I don't use this for a long time, around 10 years. So, oh, no, sorry. I chose emboss. I want to create a trap. I'm going to exaggerate the size so we can see the trap. Usually traps are not very thick. I'm going to make it as large as possible. Use tint reduction or use maximum value. I'm going to use a tint reduction of 40%. Okay. Oh, I should have selected both. Sorry. Control 0. I should have selected both. And create trap. Okay. So what it has done see if I can show you. It's this. It has created a shape that is set to overprint, so that if there's a mismatch, um, it will not show white. Um, of course, this will only be understood by someone who knows the problems that sometimes we get with printing and what trapping is. So we had automatic trapping, as you can see. This was amazing. It was a great help. Delete empty text boxes, because you can have boxes with text that has nothing, and unused name colors. Mainly if you just created colors and for tests, and then you end up not using them and they are in the list, they will just be deleted from the list and you end up with a document that it's cleaner. Distort, add points, fractalize. Fractalize was really nice. It was one trick pony. Fractalize, and then you fractalize again, and then you fractalize, and it would just, it's kind of a snowflake effect. And other file info, it would tell you lots of, you could provide with info. This is mainly to send to the printer, a professional printer. Just close this. And path operations, you would of course add crop, divide, expand stroke, inset path, intersect, punch, and onion. Of course we have almost all of this. We don't have yet expand stroke and inset path. Having expand stroke and inset path as parametric values that would be dynamic would be amazing, because if you have something that, let me just start with this, and if you have something like where was it, expand path as something that is adjustable, that would be really amazing. And even more, if we could have an expand path that could be with a variable stroke width. Well, maybe I'm asking too much, but as you can see, this is an effect that was dynamic, so it was great to have it. And of course we could change this, and we could even change the direction, because it could work almost as an inset path or an outside path. You can make it grow from here to the to the inside or outside. It was really great, and both. So I will try to make more videos, but as you can see, freehand was very, very powerful. I will finish this one for now, and we'll publish it in YouTube as soon as I can. Okay, bye bye for now.